It staggers left, it stumbles right. You wonder if it'll attack. Well, you best to turn and run for cover when you see that chicken shack.
Are you the famed bard? The one who is known as Fugly?
That I am, child.
It stumbles left, it stumbles right.
Ah, so you've heard Chicken Shack. Clearly you are a youth of taste.
Mr. Fugly, I don't understand. Why are those adventurers wandering about in a chicken shack?
Oh, now that's a tale. Have you any coin?
Oh, I got a copper and a chip of silver.
It's a bard's life. Keep your money, child, and listen well. Long, long ago, before your mothers or your fathers, grandmother or grandfather had made their first step, the gods walked the earth.
What? Truly? Were they huge?
Aye, and their egos even larger. The good gods realized their squabbles would shatter the material plane, so they cast a great veil to keep the workings of gods and people separate. But 5 gods, led by the mischievous Garl Glittergold, the mysterious Raven Queen, the malicious Loth the Spider Queen, Mighty Grumsh, and monstrous Simuenya, put a part of their power into a staff, the Staff of Seraphim.
Could I have it?
Oh, a bold lad. But for any to touch the staff, save for a special bloodline, was instant death. And even those of the blood, it extracted a terrible price. But it could reshape continents, eradicate ancient dragons, and even bring whole armies back from the dead.
Whoa!
Whoa, indeed. But 3 years ago, in the kingdom of Beltrain, the staff was shattered in twain. Aye, and one half stolen by a wicked goblin, the other recovered by none other than the adventurers Penton Chalice, Morezi Mugra, Tix Birchmanson, and Osakai of the Reaches.
So they swept away the bad guys with the staff?
Nay, lad, for with the staff broken, any can use it, but it drains the very life of any who try.
Then what did they do?
Ha, what did they not do? Fight hordes of zombies, confront mind flayers in the Underdark, and journey across the Sand Swallow Sea where they dared the island of the dead and found something special.
The chicken shack!
Aye, Audrey III she is called, and born of hag necromancy, Penton bonded with her, and she became a force for good. So they came here, yes, right here at Grundle's Inn did Osakai bar brawl. The innkeeper still holds a gem that he gave her.
Wow.
And they fought off a horrifying monk at the docks, winning the favor of the king. Onward they went, and allies they found in the Penta Plains, a mighty tiefling warrior, Athora Greyfield. Where they learned the answers they sought were far in the north.
And did they freeze?
Yea, some got mighty cold. They wound up in Zental Keep.
But that was destroyed.
So it was. But first Osakai was laid low by assassins, and they found a companion unlooked for, a kinku called Distant Bells.
That's a funny name.
Perhaps, but their journey was not funny at all. On the chill heights of the Frost Spire they befriended giants, defeated a demon by mocking him to death, and found an artificer who sent them to the port of Kalimvor.
City of the Necropolis?
Aye, lad, and within they discovered a monk tortured by his own wish, and learned the location of the second half of the Staff of Seraphim.
Wow!
So powerful had they become that Penton dismissed the Cracklithid menacing our shores. Distant Bells, now Corvus dragon-choked, slew a mind flayer. Tix burned a death knight clean through, and Athora and Morezi fought a brain-stealing dragon.
Ah!
Just so, but now, even at this very moment, they fight to stop the dark dragon god and end his reign of terror.
Wait, now? Like, right now? How can you know that?
Because I'm a bard, my boy. I may not have two silver pieces to rub together, but I know the story. It speaks to my heart, and I think...
Oh, that's the city's defenses coming up. We're saved!
No, lad, I think our story may finally be done. Let's go to the inn. Let me buy you a pie. But eat quick. I think the story is almost done. And it looks like 2 silvers is the going pie rate.
Chafing Armor Podcast, episode 179. A baleful blue glow. Welcome back to the Chafing Armor Podcast. I'm your host and irascible Dungeon Master, Michael Corley. And with me tonight, my firstborn, Izzy. Well, tell us who you will be playing.
Hello everybody, my name is Izzy, and I will be playing the late and great Marezi Mugra.
Absolutely. And also with us, playing a character that he played in another campaign who got his soul sucked out, is Dare. Dare, tell us who you will be playing.
Howdy y'all, I am Dare, and I'm playing Tix Birchmanson, the mighty paladin of Garl Glittergold.
Amazing. And also with us tonight, a player who once caught a tiefling appearing out of nowhere. It is Riley. Riley, tell us who you will be playing.
Hi, I'm Riley, and I'm playing everyone's icy friend, Athora Greyfield.
And also with us tonight, he doesn't have mommy issues. He's got a mommy who's got his back. We have James. James, tell us who you will be playing.
Hello, everybody. I am James. I'm playing Penton Chalice, a spell scale sorcerer.
Indeed. And last but certainly not least, we have the no longer distant bells. We have someone who has gone through a lot of changes in the last few episodes. It is Lee. Lee, tell us who you will be playing.
Okay, everybody. My name is Lee, and I'll be playing Corvus, Dragon Choked. And I've been going through changes. I apologize.
Changes.
That's right. When we last
Your
left the
body
players.
is changing in new and beautiful ways, Corvus.
That's right. That's right. When we last left the players 6 short years ago, they lost a battle. The players started with us. Losing a battle on the plains of Sunrise and Sunset, where the staff of Seraphim was shattered and cut in twain, a princess kidnapped, the party sent on a mission from gods to recover the staff and heal it. This has led them across 2 different continents, across plains, in contact with gods, in direct conflict with demons. And it has brought them to this point where at the last minute, Corvus and Marezi recognized the sound that was happening as the defenses were being activated. It was the same defenses that led to the complete destruction of Zintel Keep. Through heroic efforts, you rushed the wizard's tower to stop this gem that was activating it, told to you, Penton, by your girlfriend, Ladylove Scald, whose defenses were also activating hundreds of miles away in Massgate. You were able to find the gem and destroy it, only to find that it wasn't stopping what was happening. And the person who was casting the spell, Bezra Badgen, the alderman, Misty stepped away at the last minute, leaving you with the constable, and all went blue. And there's a moment where all of you feel, everyone here has been hit with necrotic energy. So everyone here has been felt the touch of necromancy as the life is drained away from you. And that's exactly what you feel now, but it is total. Your entire body being sucked clean of life. You know that in moments you will be nothing but ragged skin and bones. But I want to be clear, none of you see this except Tix. Tix, you, more than any of the others, are in touch with the divine. And as this brilliant, baleful blue glow fills every cell of your body, you suddenly can see, all of you can see the realm of Falazure, a realm of death and decay as it is merging with your own. But you see something else, Tix. You can see the shores. Even though the shore is more than a mile away from where you are now, you can see it with perfect clarity. And something is coming out of the water. And you can see the form of a simple elf maiden. And she is walking out of the water, and she is wearing nothing but a simple white dress. And every step that she takes, the water sprays up around her, and the sea foam forms around her into resplendent mithril armor. And now she is clad in mail, and there is a spear at her back, no, a trident, as this resplendent elf woman walks closer and closer until she reaches the central fountain. The fountain where you all helped these people recover the perfect pearl, even though they were being attacked by an aboleth. You defeated it, and you helped a child put that perfect pearl in the center of the fountain, giving it the blessing of their god, Isis. And it is like a giant mill that is turning, like an energy field that is turning with the do. And she walks up to that fountain and puts both of her hands out, and there is just a scintillating spark of baleful blue energy, but she forces against it. This is her city. These are her worshipers, and they have given her a blessing, the most powerful blessing they can give her once a year. And she stops the energy, and it fades from view. But as it fades, you, Tix, see her look directly into your eyes, even though she's almost a mile away. And you see a tiny crack appear on the pearl. And she looks into your eyes and she says, "Hurry." At that moment, the main part of the blue glow is gone, but there is still an aura of blue that is surrounding all of you. And in that moment steps through Falazure, the god of death and decay, kin to Bahamut and Chronipsis and even Tiamat. And he is, if possible, hated even more than Tiamat, which is saying something. And he comes through and he looks like an incredibly handsome elf with dark black hair with a few streaks of white in it. And he's clad in very simple leather armor, and there's a sword at his side, and his hands are dark and gauntleted, and there is a very sinister grin on his face. And he looks at all of you and he says, "You're too late." And
That's where we'll end. Chafing.
And that's where we'll end. But before we roll for initiative, I want to know if anyone would like to do something.
Where is he relative to us?
So he has stepped. He sort of float. He sort of like appeared, like faded into view as he was walking. You can still see his realm. It's sort of like mistily superimposed over the material plane. It's strangely, like, people should be freaking out, but they're all just kind of in awed silence. the laws of nature are a little funny right now. You can actually just see through the wall of the wizard's tower. You think you might even be able to pass through it. And he is about 200 feet from y'all, just slowly walking towards you on the main thoroughfare. And you can all now see, though you were the only one who saw it, Tix, you can all now see Isis with her feet firmly planted in the fountain area and pushing back against the energies.
There's something I want to remember, and it's tickling in the back of my head from last episode. I recall Tix asking about whether or there's a way inside the tower to deactivate this thing.
Yes, and his god, Tix Birchmanson, said yes. And that is always right.
Okay.
So there's an on-off switch somewhere.
Mm-hmm. There is a way to turn that off in this tower.
Right. And so as we're looking at this, I push my hand at Penton and say, Isis just contacted me, the goddess of this city, and she told us to hurry. She's holding it back, but we don't have much time.
Oh boy.
Hell yeah.
I want to take a look at the station where this gem was, where the focal point of this activity is, and see if I can glean anything from how it works.
Give me an Arcana check right now.
Yeah.
And I'll assist him.
Oh, that's it. I'll take that. All right. Okay. 29.
Okay. You know how you're at Disney World and you look, you're about to go on a ride and everything looks so real, and then you get up close and you're like, that is made of plaster. That is not a rock. It's got a little speaker in it. When you get up close, like, you're not quite as familiar with rituals and stuff, but you absolutely understand them and how they're done. Also, you literally bash the head in of the wizard with another similar gem, with another similar dais.
Right.
And what you can tell is that this is a sham. This is not the actual thing that is making this. It was made to look like one, and anyone but a skilled magic user who inspected it carefully would have noticed. But now that you're looking, you're like, oh no, this is totally not real. This is just fake.
Okay.
The gem was probably real, but it's not. It wasn't doing anything other than floating.
Right. I'm still in my Dragonborn form right now, by the way. So I will just kick the thing over.
Okay.
This is fake. It's somewhere else in the tower.
Yep.
Well then, we've got no time to lose. Come on. I thought I was freaking dead. We get a second chance. This is great.
I think,
Let's go running through the tower. Let's go find something.
I want to do a search check, I think.
Okay.
I think that would sort of represent me, like, trying to scan, like, start rooting through. Natural one.
Natural one.
Oh boy.
It's just, it's not that you're bad. It's just that you are used to being in nature, and you're also recently trained as a ranger, and this just isn't your skill set. And you're trying to find, like, a hidden passage or a secret place, and you just can't find anything.
Okay, I think at this, Morezi, like, is really frustrated. She's like, I think she, like, rages, like, not literally in the sense that I'm going to waste a rage on this character moment, but this is very frustrating for her.
You are a barbarian. You can rage without raging. You can be really angry. Give me a strength check real quick, Morezi.
Oh, sure. Just, like, plus my strength modifier?
Yep.
18.
18? Okay, you and the remaining little knocked over dais just smashes into flinders, but I just wanted to see if there was something else. But, yeah, and he is continuing to stroll towards all of you.
Is there stairs down into the tower?
Yes. You are at the top. This is the place where the wizard does his business type, top of the tower observatory / workshop.
Are there stairs up as well?
No, there are you are at the highest area. There could possibly be like a tiny little attic area, like a storage area, but anything of any size is going to be lower down.
Corvus pipes up and says, if it was me designing this, and we know this is fake, the best possible place this could be would be at the direct opposite. Try the basement.
I think that's a really good idea, Corvus.
You guys should.
Resi sprints towards the basement.
You guys-
I don't even know if she knows where the basement
Tix
is.
is pushing everybody in front of him because everybody else is faster than he is.
You guys
Corvus-
should look. I'm gonna go try something else. And Penton jumps out the window.
Corvus does too.
Don't die!
Okay. So y'all two are jumping out the window. We're going to get to both of you in a second.
Okay.
All right. Marezi, Athora, give me a quick roll and let me know with your dexterity modifier. Let me know what you get.
19.
17.
19. Both of you, as you go down, magical traps activate, and essentially it's like magic missiles, but it's not magic missiles because they can't miss. Just like magical blades come flinging out of each side. Both of you are so focused right now and so on point that you just dodge them. Or you tell me how you avoid these magical blades that come flying at you, because you both do.
I think Marezi, I'm gonna say that she Wonder Woman's that shit, but with the armband on her bicep.
Gotcha. And you actually, when it hits that armband, it's not like the deep thrum. It almost like empowers you. It's almost like it steals the momentum of those things and gives it to you. You feel like you're running even faster as it hits it. What about you, Athora?
With my sword out still, I raise it and lift my way out, shoving my way through, frustrated that I don't have a way to fix it.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Are you talking about your broken sword or your magic soul sealing sword? They're both magic, I should say.
The situation, not the sword.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes. Y'all are hurtling down. And unsurprisingly, as you come to the main area, like a kind of a reception area. There are areas that went off to the side, by the way, like you think they would probably be like a bedroom or storage. There is a sort of roundish, door that lifts out of the floor with a big iron ring in it that is absolutely closed in the floor.
All right, Marezi attacks it with her halberd.
Okay.
Or wait, okay, she
I attacked the gazebo.
she's like half.
I think this is very consistent with Marezi.
It really is.
Yeah, I mean, I think the momentum of she's more interested in keeping the momentum of running than stopping to try if it's open.
Okay.
Let me give you an attack roll.
Give me an attack roll.
My halberd. That's 22.
22. Okay. So you tell me what kind of swing you make. Are you stabbing down? Are you like swinging like a hatchet, like an axe? Like what kind of a swing are we talking about here?
I think like a swing down. This whole time I've never bothered to research how a halberd is supposed to be swung, if it's like a swinging or what. But I think kind of like a down and an up to see if she can kind of break it loose.
Okay. The reason I ask that is as you bring it down, you can feel there are magical defenses on this door. Like it is totally protected and trapped and whatever. And your armband just really, and you actually see like the glowing glyphs shatter as you bring your halberd down, and they shatter through and destroy the magical enchantments protecting it instantly.
Incredible.
And I want you to make a damage roll. And then, Athora, what are you going to do right after this?
She broke the door, so step through. Charge in.
Okay, well...
13.
13 damage?
Oh.
Okay. Well, you have more than one attack.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Just don't roll a 1. Let me know if you roll a 1, and then roll the damage.
18.
18 for that.
And
Okay.
that's that one's 10 damage.
Okay. Almost.
Okay, I'll roll. It's not. We're out of initiative, so let's have my third attack. That's whatever 16 times 2 is, because I think that's not a 1.
Yeah.
And that one is 10 damage.
It had 30 hit points. That's why it mattered. And it also matters because Orthora is coming right behind you, and it crashes down. You also, like, as you're doing this, even in your rage, you're not stupid. You're not truly raging right now. You're just really mad. And you're not stupid when you're raging. Like, your halberd isn't really designed for this. Like, an axe would be better for this. But, like, it is just cutting through it like a hot knife through butter. It is doing more damage than it should be under these circumstances, and you just kind of feel the just like this steady pulse from the armband right now, and it just falls down underneath you, and, like, you know, the latches. Blah, 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 blah. Athora, you're gonna head straight down.
Carefully, but yes.
Okay.
Sword ready.
This is important. Carefully, as you head down carefully. Tix, are you coming behind them?
Yeah, I'm following them down.
Okay, and Felzik is actually running behind you in his their slightly stumpier legs.
I'm imagining piano keys.
I'm imagining a bag full of, like, aquarium gravel.
That is actually very close. That is very close to what you're hearing. As you come hurtling through, you can see a magical circle that is downstairs, and you can see something casting a spell, or not casting, doing a ritual casting down there. But you don't recognize it, Morezi. I'm sorry, Athora, but Morezi, you do, because you saw this thing in Zental Keep. Remember when you came down in the basement, in the sewers, there were several creatures down there along with the cult leader. One of them was a weird pig-like hideous demon that said, "Tell her, I tell him I did not attack," and disappeared. The other one was a weird vulture creature. And both of them noped out, like they abandoned the cult leader to death. This is absolutely that vulture creature. And it is holding a staff, a very magical looking staff. And it is casting the spell around the big, sorry, my brain, around the big gem that you recognize as similar to the one from upstairs. And it turns and looks at you and just says, "How? That's impossible."
Because screw you, that's how!
Okay, y'all are gonna go to initiative in just a second. But let's get back to these two flappy boys, and Tix, you're coming right behind them. Let's get back to these two flappy boys who just leapt out of the window. What are y'all going to do?
Well, when I jump out, I'm gonna call Afield next to me. Have her fly in by me. I'm gonna prestidigitate quickly to my voice and call out to my mother and say, "Mom, I need you right now," which will deactivate my Dragonborn form because I cast a spell. But and I'm gonna fly toward one of the nearest, the top of one of the nearest towers that's part of this shield mechanism.
Okay. Absolutely. They are all glowing like crazy, but they are currently not cycling because God is interrupting it. But they are all glowing with crazy power. Each one has a golden, like you can tell they are set with gold that is just glowing like mad, but you can tell that the like center area is made up with glyphs made out of gold.
Okay.
And they are glowing like crazy. And they are, obviously their function is very obvious. So you're heading towards that. You hear Aphil, this sort of wordless cry that Aphil makes that basically means I'm coming. You hear another sound, which is the sound of wings.
Yeah.
Corvus, do you have any mothers that you need to call to? No, I'm just
Sadly, no. Mine died.
Yeah, it sucks. Stupid rogues backstories.
Yeah, crawling in my skin and all that. Corvus has 2 aces up his sleeve.
Sure does.
One of them is incredibly desperate. Actually, they're both desperate. One is a little safer than the other one. Corvus is going to fly basically directly into the path of Falazure.
Okay.
About 60 feet? 70 feet in front? Something like that.
You are flying, so it's very easy to do that.
Just kind of touch down and return to my human form. And pull out the other half of the staff.
Because, of course, you took the other half from Audrey 3.
Yep.
And you have it. By the way, while you were landing, Falazure turned and looked at you, but in the, just kind of side eye. But when you pull out the staff, his attention is a little more acute. You get a little more of his attention.
Now, listener, I don't know if you know much about rogues, but they have a lot of skills. A lot of skills.
They do.
One of them tends to be a little archaic or not really all that used that often, depending on the campaign. Corvus has a little thing called Use Magic Device.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to use the staff.
Oh, this should be good.
He unwraps the staff and jams his hand around it, screaming, I really don't want to do this.
And believe me, you don't.
Use Magic Device. Oh, okay.
Yeah, your Arcana is not as good as mine, buddy. Good luck.
Yeah, well, fortunately, it's not Arcana. It is a. But first, you have to make a willpower saving throw.
So I rolled a 19 with
So you
a
do
plus,
succeed.
with a plus 6 to my Use Magic Device. So 25.
So that is just to use the staff. Mm-hmm. So that is whether or not you can use it. So you can use it this next round.
And a will saving throw,
once you go to initiative.
Okay. So, and
I think the will saving throw was first.
What's that? Yeah, the saving throw
I think
was...
the will saving throw is the first roll.
Yes, but I'm going to make you wait until initiative to actually use the staff.
Okay. All right.
Because that's a major action, and yeah. So, just real quick, Tix, I'll go ahead and allow, is there anything you want to do before we head into main initiative as you head down? And you can just see, right over Athora's shoulder, as she's heading down, you can see this vulture creature down there.
Tix casts protection from evil on himself.
Okay.
And pulls out Destiny Seeker and asks Destiny Seeker if he can magnify any of my other spells besides the necrotic, the inflict cure wounds.
Destiny Seeker says, I can amplify any of your damages, but if I do so, you will not be able to heal in the near future.
We'll keep that in mind.
But I will not do so unless you ask me. And you see her spectral form in front of you, and she smiles. See, I'm learning.
Yeah. You're very good, Destiny Seeker, and together we will be great. And so he's also going to cast Cure Serious Wounds on himself.
That is wise, because how many hit points did you have?
I am down to 46.
Yeah, you had taken quite a beating, but you did get smacked across a courtyard by a brain-stealing dragon. So, fair, along with several other injuries. So that is very, very wise.
Okay,
and now
that is...
Go ahead.
I am healed for 32 points. So I am back up to 78.
Nice.
Excellent. All right. As you do that, the vulture-like creature turns towards all of you. There is a total. There's a very. I mean, this is a very intelligent creature, but it's befuddled because you should all be dead. You should all be super dead, and you're not. And it was not expecting that. And Falazure begins to very casually draw forth his sword, and he smiles, and he starts to lift up his other hand. And I need all of you to roll for initiative.
Yes.
All right.
That's a 28 for Corvus.
28 for Corvus.
17 for Merezi.
And for Thora?
26.
26 for Thora. Bringing the heat for Tix with your monkey belt.
12.
12 for Tix.
Yeah. Out of 10.
I mean,
Plus 2.
to be fair to Tex, he moves slow, but he hits like a truck. So
He does. He does. My personal favorite is when I had your dark opposite against you, and you got like 2 good rolls and just vaporized him. That was really fun. Forever ago. But also, I'm missing Penton.
Yes, 21.
Woo! My goodness.
Yeah, it's always better when the cleric goes last anyway.
Oh, and
Probably.
I forgot the... Wow! Wow! That is incredible. You guys are so lucky. The 2 that you know of, creatures that you are in combat with right now, neither of them rolled over a 5. Yeah, and both of them have decent bonuses, but, a 5 is a 5. So, Corvus, you are holding on to the staff of Seraphim. You have never experienced anything like this. You think about your childhood when you grew to hate magic under the kindly auspices of that wizard in Zental Keep. What was his name?
Zerul Blackblood.
Zerul Blackblood, and just how much you hated magic, how you wanted nothing but to throw it away from you, and now the most powerful magical object you, as far as you know, exists, you've just grabbed hold of, and it is lighting up every sense in your body. But you also have mastered it with your use magic. And there's perhaps that tiny glimmer, even though it's truly gone, there's still a glimmer of your Kinku self that can just imitate. And you think of Blackblood, using his rods and his wands in his various castings. And you lift up the half of the staff. What would you like to do?
So how does this thing work again? I know Penton used it, but I kind of wasn't paying much attention. I was too busy diverting my eyes from the light.
It essentially works like a wish spell. Except, as I noted before, it's a little more powerful. So it's about what is it that you would like to manifest.
Oh boy, there is so much.
There is.
And you're lucky you're not a Kenku anymore.
Oh yeah, because I wouldn't be able to express anything.
You'd be a pile of dust after you use this thing.
Precisely.
Oh yeah,
Precisely.
yes,
You don't live that long.
I know,
So.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
Perchance, did anyone happen to perhaps tell me what would be the worst thing that Falazure could ever possibly have happened to you?
Well, I don't know if if any of you technically know that. I would absolutely allow you to make a very challenging roll to know in one of your bits of knowledge.
I'm just wondering, like, is there a plane he's not particular? Well, I mean, probably all of them, but where he's very much particularly not welcome.
Well, you know that the Earth Elementals don't like him. That is something you know.
Oh, hold on. How powerful is this? Because in canon, sigil exists in our world.
Yeah, it does.
Can the staff send him there?
The truth is, you don't know. You don't know if it can send him there because that is a special place.
Oh yeah,
Sigil?
sigil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, technically,
is that from,
technically,
like,
sigil. It's pronounced sigil.
Yes.
Sigil. Is that from like the like sort of Pathfinder
Nope.
lore that we like sometimes use,
Nope.
or not Pathfinder, but like D&D canon?
Yes,
Or is that somewhere we?
that's somewhere we've been. That's from the April Fool's episode. You guys went to sigil.
Right.
That's yeah. I mean, if anyone could show Falazure the quote unquote error of his ways, it would be the lord and mistress of the one place he has no power.
It's true. But the question is, you don't know if it will work a lot, and if it fails, then it just fails.
Corvus, the guy who broke Sigil.
No, because they literally didn't stat the Queen of Pain, or the Lady of Pain, so she is technically unbeatable. He's gonna try.
Okay. So as we previously stated, you do not have a Arcana roll,
But that's where.
but you do have a use magical device.
Yes.
So
and that does
I
tend
would
to
like
stand
you
in.
to make another use magical device roll.
As he does this, he literally just puts on his most, like, Tix voice and just kind of goes, Foul, Falazure! I banish thee to the one place you have no power. The one time I needed it. The one time I... That's a nat 20.
Natural.
Oh.
Okay. So here's the thing. I'm going to give you the bad news first.
It doesn't work.
You cannot teleport him to Sigil, because the rules of the material plane and even this power, even the power of the gods, do not apply to that place. But what happens if you try to move something that can't be moved? It creates a tremendous amount of force. So with that natural 20, what happens is it's like you try to teleport someone by smashing a mountain into them. So that doesn't work, but it's still a mountain smashing into them. So what you see is, for a moment, Falazure gets like a puzzled look on his face, and then suddenly there's like a blur behind him, as if like his entire essence was pushed 6 feet backwards. And his confident, strolling demeanor is gone, as is his form of a beautiful elf lord. It is stripped from him. And much like the amazing art, which I will have put up by now, that Izzy drew of Falazure, his form suddenly becomes that of a decayed rotting dragon. And a giant paw, boom, comes down. And you have hurt him. I would like you to roll 10d10 damage.
Okay.
It's up to you if you want to roll it individually or you want to roll in times 10. Either way.
I'm going to say times 10 with a single roll before I roll, and hope to God I rolled a 1. So that's 10 damage.
10 damage?
It still hurts. It
still hurts. It still hurts. And more importantly, those of you, like perhaps Penton, who has been studying Falazure to the best of your ability, and perhaps with scraps of lore that you've gathered from, your knowledge of the Draconic kind, one thing that Falazure hates is to be seen in his true form. He hates that. Penton, you know this. He only likes to be seen as a beautiful either dragon or elf. He does not like to be seen in his true form. And you have stripped that away from him. And while the damage wasn't as bad as it could have been, you absolutely have damaged him, and you have certainly taken him off. You have also removed one of his legendary actions. And that is very important by using the Staff of Seraphim on him. Now I would like you to roll one more 1d10 and tell me what you get.
Okay. 9.
9? You just aged 9 years. Please keep very careful track of your total age, please.
That puts
as a
him
were-raven.
now currently at 27.
27, okay? You don't feel too bad, but you feel that this thing is not supposed to, it is supposed to feed on itself, and while it does typically kill the person using it, it doesn't require an external force. It doesn't have itself to feed off of, and so it's feeding off of your life force. Here's the question. Are you going to drop it now, or are you going to continue to try to use it?
Holding on to it.
Okay. Now, you can only do this action this round.
Yep, that's fine.
You can only use the staff, but next round, you will need to roll a saving throw again, just so you know. Okay. That was Corvus's turn, and what a start! We are now to Athora. You are in the basement. The vulture-like creature is looking up at you and is casting the spell, and the gem is rotating in front of them.
We're just gonna go stab it with my nice spell-deflecting sword.
Absolutely. No? There's nothing. I thought there was something, but no. There's nothing there. So you're able to close the distance, and you see like its eyes widen, like huge, when it sees you. Roll for attack.
22 for the first hit.
22 will hit.
All right. And that is wrong dice. Okay. That is. Oh, mind blank. 12 points of damage.
12 points to the vulture creature. It screeches in pain, as if it had not been hurt in quite some time.
Right. Second attack. Ooh, that's not as fun, but that is a 13 to hit.
That will not hit. I told you it's holding a very magical-looking staff in its hand, and it deflects your second blow.
Okay. Final attack is a 20, not natural.
20 not natural absolutely hits.
Great. That's 13 points of damage. We're not as easy to kill as you thought, huh? Thought you could sneak in here.
It looks you dead in the eyes. It's hideous to look upon, and it says nothing. That will bring it to you, Penton, flying towards the
one of
pillar.
the towers. Yeah, one of the pillars.
Are you going to touch the pillar? Is what?
Oh,
the
heck
Dungeon Master.
no. I'm going to wait.
The Dungeon Master didn't think so, but the Dungeon Master had to ask.
Well, yeah, Penton can be stupid sometimes, but he's going to wait for his mother to line up with him.
Okay. As you, what action are you holding for?
Basically, I want to have us all attack one of the golden etched pillar tops with lightning. I'm going to think to Aphil. Aphil, I know you've got something going on in there, and now's the time to use it.
All right.
Because he knows something's going on with his familiar, but he's not sure because he was unconscious the whole time. But something happened, so tell his mom to do the same. Just unleash hell on this thing, and I'll blast the top of this pillar with lightning just to overload it or destroy it or what have you.
Okay. So since that's what you're holding your action for, what you will be able to do that. There's a boom. Now, you've seen your mother transformed into a brain stealer, or 99% transformed into a brain stealer, but this is actually the first time you've ever seen your mother in her true form. And she comes up over a building with a single updraft of her mighty wings as the adult blue dragon just moves forward at an elegant pace and comes towards you and says, "What did you have in mind, my son?"
See that thing right there? Unleash hell.
All right. I need you to 1, 2, 3. I need you to make your lightning attack, please.
All right.
Not gonna lie, you started counting, and I immediately almost started clapping. It's like Pavlovian at this point.
Just dropped a die. I'll find that later. All right. Okay.
Now, lightning is half for is not roll to hit. It's save versus damage, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. So, I'm going to. So this thing is very tough. So it will take half damage from you and from Aphil, but not from your mom. So I would like you to roll lightning damage for yourself, and I am going to roll for your mother and for Aphil. I need a lot more dice.
Yeah. I just did 50 points.
Okay. So Aphil does, so it's halved. So Aphil does 30 points of damage. Yeah. So your mother does
8
90
million points.
99 points of damage.
Oh, holy hell! All right.
So,
It's only double digits.
so you, where does your lightning come?
We do.
Where does your lightning come from?
It comes from my hands because I'm casting a spell. So.
Okay, gotcha. So are you hovering in the air?
Well, I kind of feel like we're just like all like swooping in this kind of like spiral heading toward the pillar. You know, something dramatic and flashy.
So you fire your lightning, and it is powerful. I mean, 50 points of damage, would literally incinerate an average human, would just reduce them to bones. So you hit it hard. And Aphil, as you said, you knew something was going on, just opens her mouth, and lightning comes flying out of her mouth. And you're both like, and you see the pillar like starting to crack a little bit. And your mother just makes a slight updraft, and so that she's kind of like back, kind of like leaning back, almost like vertical. And then her neck stretches forward, and there's just a blinding sound, and you are deafened for a moment. Like you actually don't hear the sound that her lightning makes because it's that loud. And this pillar disintegrates, just explodes. I would like you to make a reflex saving throw.
Okay.
Oh God, I hope it's like Christmas lights, old Christmas lights. Please tell me it's like old Christmas lights and one breaks them all.
Well, I'm just like trying to break the chain here. 17. It's a 17 plus 5, so that should probably save, I imagine.
Yeah. That was just like literally there are giant chunks of stone flying at you. Aphil actually catches some and is injured. Not dead, but it takes a really nice hit because a big chunk of stone like just smacks her as this thing just explodes. And I gotta be honest with you, Izzy nailed it. This requires all of them in order for what is happening to keep happening. And the blue begins to fade, but Falazore does not. Falazore does not simply fade away. He is very much still there in the material plane.
It's better to burn out than fade away.
But you, most importantly, even in the middle of this combat, Tix, you still have a divine awareness, and you sense Isis just kind of like relax, and the pearl cracks down the middle as she does so. If for any reason this starts again, you don't think it will be able to be stopped. But you did it. You stopped the entire city from being destroyed.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You did. I mean, that's literally one of the ways to do that. That will bring it to Marezi.
All right. Wait, my mouth is full of Skittles. 1 second.
What are you doing with your Skittles?
I don't want to talk with my mouth open.
I rolled a lemon.
It's the worst audio ever.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm in a basement. There's a nasty little bastard in front of me. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he still there? Or
Yeah. It's still there. No, she absolutely injured it, but she's the. You think it's a she, is still there.
I'm following a few different plot lines here at once.
There's a lot going on.
Right. She slips into the full splendor of her rage.
Mm-hmm.
Her skin going a pallid gray as the blood sort of just starts and the adrenaline start pumping. And she's going to make the first of 3 attacks. I'm just gonna make 3 attack rolls and see how many of them hits.
Okay.
Let's see. 7 plus 18. Right. I can do freaking. Ask me the integral of a complex calculus function, and I can tell you, but I cannot tell you
25.
what 7 plus 18 is.
It's 25. Yeah.
Okay.
25 hits. This thing is tough.
Yes, and then that 20, baby.
Oh man.
Good timing.
And then for the third, that's a 10 plus 13 at 23. Okay, so the first two Wait. I just assumed that the 23 hits and the
23 hits. Yes,
25.
It has a high AC, but 23
okay.
hits.
23 and 25 both hit.
Yes,
so
23 and
those
25.
That's a 7 damage and 10 damage, and then
You did double the natural 20, right?
She's rolling that now.
No, I'm rolling the natural 20 right now. Those two were the two.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Non-crit ones.
I feel like 7 is just your bonus damage.
I've got it's my bonus damage is plus 5.
Ah, okay.
So you rolled really low then.
Bummer.
Okay, and then 28 is the total damage
28.
for her crit.
Both of you have done 70 points of damage to this creature. If we were in another system, you might say it's bloodied. You just wailed on this thing. but it is not yet dead. It is very old and very tough. That will bring it to Falazure. Falazure snarls at you, Corvus. And its rotting mouth that is revealing the musculature underneath. Remember, this is now essentially a slightly larger than Morezi's mom. Is a very large, decaying dragon.
I don't think Morezi's mom is.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Well, she's big and beefy. Sorry. Penton's mom. Yes. Penton's mom, as we have said before, has got it going on. And he says, if you're doing so well with half a staff, let's see how you all do. And his first legendary action is he snaps his fingers. Penton, Corvus, Morezi, Athora, Tix, everyone, all of your primary weapons break in half.
Oh no!
Instantly.
My primary weapon. Well,
yeah, not as big. Okay, not as big a deal for you. But it's still a bummer that your beautiful staff made by your lady love of Titanite, which should be impossible, of course. It's made of Titanite, and it just bing, snaps in half.
Oh, man.
But Athora, your magical longsword that can summon an imp or a barbed devil if you had sucked out one more soul, just ping, and there's a blast of radiant energy. In fact, Athora, I would like you to make a reflex saving throw.
That's a 14.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You will take 7 points of radiant damage as it's just like a bomb went off in your face. It could have been much worse than that, and your primary weapon is no longer functioning. It is destroyed. Morezi, the weapon that your brother picked up out of the battlefield and said, you could do great things with this. You have carried this weapon for over 4 years. You've carried it through every battle in Chafing armor. Breaks in half. And the top half just clatters to the floor. No longer of great use to you. But Tix, your sentient, living magic axe shatters in two. And the scream that you hear is deafening. I need you to make a willpower, not a reflex, a willpower saving throw of the psychic death scream of Destiny Seeker.
That is a 14.
Oh my god.
Enough. That is not enough. Take 18. That actually was a low roll. You take 18 points of psychic damage. You, for the next 2 rounds, you will have a -2 on essentially all of checks, period. Because it's anything with your brain is on fire.
Right.
And you look in front of you and you see, as we've so often see when a creature in a sci-fi thing dies, as it twists and morphs and shapes and it becomes all of the different owners that it's had. In the final moment, it actually becomes a twisted version of you. As it screams and howls and tries to grab at you, and you can feel it scrabbling at your mind, and then it is gone.
Does the mental protections from the protection of evil protect me from that backlash?
Yes.
No.
So, yes. I mean, yeah. That's a really good point. I am going to say that you take 9 points of damage, and that you have a -1 because you did think to cast that protection from evil.
Right.
and your primary weapon is in half. And you all hear this hideous laughter coming from Falazure, and it's gone. And such is the power of a god as it laughs at all of you, and he says, "You fools! You don't have the staff field, and even if you did, you don't have someone of the bloodline to use it. You will all die." And then he takes his sword and he just swings it out, and an arc comes flying out that is going to include you, Corvus. It is going to include Mimi, that's on your back, and it is going to include Penton and your mother. Fortunately, not Aphil, but for the reason that Aphil fell to the ground. As this scything arc of energy flings out from the sword. Very video game-esque. As this energy comes out, I need all of you to make a reflex saving throw.
All right.
It absolutely applies.
All right. 22.
That
Thank
will
goodness.
succeed.
34.
34, and you're going to use your evasion, I assume? All right. Your mother, unfortunately, does not succeed, rolled by the Game Master. So, Corvus, you will take no damage because you use evasion. Tell me how you avoid this just hurtling energy blade of death that's widening out towards you.
With the cockiest of smirks, he just takes a single step to the side. Just one.
Friggin' rogues, man. Friggin' rogues. So, Penton, you will only take 25 damage. Your mother takes 50 points of damage. She, of course,
she's
is
okay.
A little beefier than you. But I do need to keep track of that. And
his mother just kind of wipes her cheek with like a thumb and just goes, "You made me bleed my own blood."
I'm going to Corvus, I want you to decide this. Highs or lows? Helps if I have the highs or lows?
Highs.
Yeah! I love it. Okay. Falazure says, "I think you've played with that toy long enough." And he reaches out and he just makes a grabbing motion. And you know that your spine is about to snap in half as a irresistible force is going to yoink you forward like from your navel. And so the top and the bottom of you is just going to fold inwards. But Penton, do you remember all that time ago underneath Bainwright Manor when Falazure, inside of an orc, a bugbear, tried to do the same thing to you? It didn't work. And it didn't work because you were holding the staff. And he forgot. He just forgot. It was a long time ago, and he was thinking about something else. And that's what I love about D&D is just these random little moments. And he just, and you feel like this wind blowing all around you, Corvus, but nothing happens. The staff, the activated staff, is protecting you.
Corvus kind of looks this undead dragon thing dead in the eye, and with like almost a whisper, but Falazure can hear it, just says, "Missed me."
And he does the classic. And his front paw comes down, and the cobblestones just crack asunder. He does have one more attack. And in fact, he is going to turn that into a scream. And he is going to... this time, Penton! Give me highs or lows.
Oh boy, low.
Low? Okay. He is going to hold out his hand at you, Corvus, and he casts Disintegrate.
Okay.
Is that an attack or an area?
That is a
attack? I
spell.
can't remember.
Thin green ray springs from your fingers. A ranged touch attack. So this is going to be important. Oh man, I want to take a picture of this and send it to y'all, but I'm not going to bother. It's a natural 1.
Oops.
Natural.
He shoots himself in the head.
I can't believe it. And of course, we know the rules.
Friggin' rogues, man.
Oh, the
Here's the
percentile.
Nah, just in the 40s, so it's just a miss.
Oh man.
But a thin green ray springs forth from his pointing hand that he just slammed into the ground, his paw, and is flying at you. Tell me how you block this or avoid this, Corvus.
Play it again, Sam. Corvus, just with that still wry smile on his face, just takes another step to the side.
Okay. Now, if you choose to attack, if you choose to do an attack, you will have advantage on him next round because that was very badass. Just letting you know. And that concludes the god's turn. Do remember that he does have, he possibly may have other legendary actions. But now it is Tix's turn. Tix, both Athora and Morezi have gotten strikes in against this vulture-like creature. It has not attacked yet. Y'all have, like I said, both of them neither rolled more than a 5, which is crazy. So it is your turn, Tix.
Okay, so as he's running forward, he'll yell at Felzik, "Eat the gem! Get dessert!" And place himself between the vulture creature and the gem. And he will take reach out and grab hold of the vulture creature with both hands and cast in moderate wounds.
Beautiful. That's a touch attack?
Yep.
Okay.
And that is a... that'll be a 18 to hit.
That just hits.
Okay. That is...
This thing doesn't even have armor. It's just really tough.
That's 26 points of damage.
26.
Necrotic damage as Tix grabs hold of... instead of grabbing his wrist, he'll grab his knees. And just do necrotic damage to both knees so that the creature will have to drop down.
Oh
So that's
no,
his
my
first
arthritis is acting up.
Lumbago! And it screams as both of its knees begin to decay and rot. And you have destroyed creatures. You can tell this is a magically tough creature. And that was your first attack. Do you get a second?
Yes, I do get a second,
because we have a broken
left.
system in my system, which allows people to do attacks and magic spells in the same round.
Yeah.
Just punch him in the face.
Yeah, all I have left is a dagger and my shield of faith. I'll just try bashing him in the face with the shield of faith.
I love it. Roll to attack.
For some reason, I want this to be like Tix's breaking moment, where he just grabs it by the skull and just pushes his thumbs into its eyes.
No,
Crushes
he
its
hauls
skull.
back with the shield of faith and just starts bashing on his head, and that is a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, and so what would you like me to use for damage for bashing?
I think that this is a definitely a 1d6 plus your damage is fair. Because this is more like a large buckler, so it's not like a giant shield.
So that's just 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Gotcha.
Smack him right in the face. With
That big beak that it has. It partially collapses that beak. This thing is very severely hurt.
You definitely ducked him.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Ha! Right there! Shoot me! Okay, so this creature has been alive for a very long time. And it has never been injured like this in its very long life. It is 100% going to try and nope out. So here is my question. Are y'all going to let it nope out? Or are y'all going to take an attack of opportunity?
I have this little special thing I took when we leveled up that gives me 6 attacks of opportunity when the opponent tries to flee.
So forget about everybody else. Let's focus on this. It is trying to Misty Step, which is instantaneous. However, it is in front of you. It is injured. This absolutely applies. So tell me what happens.
Immediately, you can see in the eyes that he's trying to flee. I raise my sword, and that is a 25 to hit, and that is 18 points of damage.
So it had 126 points of damage. That is 128 points of damage. So, Athora described to me. Now, obviously, you aren't using your magic sword because it was destroyed. But you can use the heft, the broken part of the sword that Katra has been trying to get you to heal, or you could just use the heft of your broken sword.
I'm gonna use the heft of my broken sword. I'm mad about my sword.
Yeah. It was a beautiful sword, and it is broken, and its magical effects are gone. But the damage is not. Describe to me how you destroy this creature with your broken sword.
In the rage of my sword being broken and seeing him about to step away, I just lift my sword, and in one moment, the broken, shattered edge of the sword just slices clean through the neck. Not a moment to pause or breathe. He's gone.
And it screeches, and there's a moment where there's the flicker of an illusion, and you can see the form of Bezra Badger. And yeah.
Ew.
Wow.
And it collapses to the floor, its staff rolling away, just as y'all hear crunch, 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 as Felzik mouth just opens in what normally would be an incredibly creepy way, but y'all have come to find endearing, as it just devours this magical gem. And the humming energy outside, while it wasn't cycling anymore, was still activated. Now begins to power down as this gem is devoured, and as the spellcaster, this creature would never have gone and started casting the spell without anyone to watch over it. But you guys were all supposed to be dead. Like, not a little dead, super dead. And so this was an incredibly special circumstances. Under any other circumstance, it would have had guardians covering it. It would have had escape plans. But its escape plan was that a god was going to suck the life out of you. And so it just wasn't ready. And that's how you were able to just destroy it.
Should have called Barley's.
Yeah. things slow down for a little bit. There's a moment where Tix and Athora and Morezi, you can see the form of the Raven Queen stepping into view. She is in terrible shape. Like if you imagine someone was just thrown down a hill covered in rocks, that's what she looks like. She is just battered and bloodied and in very bad shape. But she looks at you, Tix, and her eye is one eye is completely swollen shut. And she says, I told you when you were with the big oaf, you two were so fun together. I told you that you have the most powerful object in all of creation, and yet you're not using it proper. And she turns and she doesn't look at Tix, and she doesn't look at Athora. She turns and she looks at you, Morezi.
Who is currently kneeling on the ground in front of her halberd. She kind of looks up like a sad dog.
Yeah. And she says, that is a beautiful weapon that you've got there. It's gotten clean right in two. You know what would be a really nice thing is if you were to give it a new handle. Something with a bit more pep. And at that moment, you just think to yourself, remember when Prognati talked to you and you all got a little touch of the divine. You all got like a divination from Prognati. Prognati told you, Morezi, don't trust your father.
Yeah.
But you know what he didn't say? Don't trust Dinwall.
Whoa.
She looks dead in the eye, and she says, do what you're meant to do, princess. And then she collapses to the ground, and she poofs out of existence.
Whoa, what? What?
It is now Corvus's turn.
I'm sorry, what?
Wow.
What are you talking about there?
That's a big reveal. I'm swimming for that one.
By the way,
Should've
one of y'all
known.
figured this out. They figured this out a few episodes ago.
Should have known.
Very funny.
Should have known the
One of
DM's
you-
daughter would be the damn chosen one.
I'm here for it.
It's your turn, princess. No, it's your turn, Corvus.
All right, well, I guess I'm rolling again because I didn't let go.
You did not. So first you need to make a willpower saving throw just to use the staff.
Okie dokie.
Or, I'm sorry, the use magic item. Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's a saving throw. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
Yeah, saving throw, and then-
Willpower saving throw first.
yeah. 24.
That is successful. You once again master it. And you can use a souped up wish spell. What would you like to do?
So, Falazira is the god of the dead? Or a.
He is the god of death and decay. He's the god of life draining, of energy draining.
Just wondering what would happen if I resurrected him.
You have no idea. Now, you don't know if he's
Oh,
technically
he could
undead
become
or
more
not.
powerful.
Well, that's what I'm.
But-
I mean, he looks undead to me.
He looks very undead. No, he looks super undead.
Magic's not Corvus's strong suit, but like, yeah, he. Because I mean, there's so much he could like. Hopefully, transport him to the center of the earth and get burned alive by the pressure and heat of the core of the planet. Maybe, I don't know.
As they say, you can certainly try. It depends on, if you try to do something to him, he is a god. And so how much, but this staff was specifically made to, stop the meddling of other gods. So you don't know what its full capabilities are. It is also half the staff. So
Right.
there's also that.
Feel free to edit this out. I'm just going to spitball here. Did we not wish to heal the staff using the power of the staff?
No, you've never wished that. No one has. There's only one, besides the side characters, Penton was the first one to ever use the staff.
I think that's a great idea.
Well, the problem is, once it's whole, I will die.
Very likely.
Yeah.
So I have to get one of the bloodline here to catch it before I die.
Now, just so that
Hey!
just so your dumb dungeon master has things straight, Penton, you have the other half of the staff, correct?
No, Thora does.
Oh, Thor, what? No, she's got a dragon bone.
No, she's just has a dragon bone.
Oh, right, yeah, no.
After I believe
thought I had
did
one.
pick it up.
No, she has it.
Yeah.
She
No,
tried
she does.
to get the other
You're right.
half.
You're right. No, she was trying to get the other half. So yeah.
Yeah.
Thora,
So
you
Thora
have
has it.
So
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's what. Okay. Yes.
so
yes.
y'all know, like, in things where like two magnets are slowly drawing to each other, Athora, you can feel the staff starting to slide out of your, where you have it secured. And Merezi, you can see the top half of your halberd starting to move towards the staff.
Oh.
So we'll come back to that as Corvus. What would you like to do?
Oh, there's so many choices, and I don't know.
There are
because
so
it's
many
the
choices.
God.
Yeah, I know you feel.
You just had to deal with a brain stealer. Not that wasn't difficult. Corvus has no idea that Merezi is one of the bloodline, so that doesn't work.
Apparently.
No matter what happens, there's a gap that leaves him to move, and that's not good. He's just going to go with his first. Let's try and resurrect him.
I love it. I mean, I think it's. I would never have thought that in a million years.
Like, he's a god of death.
I love it. I love it.
Death is part of who he is. So what happens when you resurrect death?
Oh my god. It's just like Twilight Princess Zamp putting Midna into the light spirit. Oh my god.
Yeah. Or as I was also thinking, Izzy, Adventure Time with the Lich. Where,
turning him into life.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's actually pretty close. So this is an attack. You are doing something to him. So what I want you to do is to roll your use magic device
Okay.
to see how successful you are on this.
Everybody, please pray. Or do something. Like,
Onum Shiba.
I don't care what it is, but you know my dice and you know how fickle they are. Please make sure they go to the right side.
I'll assist.
Can Penton assist?
No, I don't know how to use magic items.
There isn't really anything he can do. Just realistically.
Magic items are not my gig.
Can anyone tell me if I have an inspiration? Because I don't remember.
I think you do. I everyone except I think Tix does.
Yeah, Tix
Okay,
no
at
longer
least
has
have
an
a-
inspiration.
Right.
I have a-
That's right. Except Tix, because you gave it to someone else.
Yes!
What's that?
That's a 20.
A natural 20?
Yes. Oh my god, dice, thank you.
So what does it?
Sorry. I actually time slowed down for me because you know how like the 1 is on the opposite side of the 20. I watched my die roll slowly, and I watched the 1 pass, and then I was like, "Don't stop, and it. And I was like, "Oh!"
Wow.
I have no idea how happy. Oh no! This is going to kill me, by the way. I know it is because my dice don't like me.
I actually, the effect is going to be very different, but actually the damage is pretty much the same. 10d6 damage, but you rolled a natural 20. So double it.
Oh my god.
Wait, was that
This
10d6
is
or
like-
10d10?
10d10
Yeah, I'm sorry,
was the last
10d10.
time.
10d10.
Say, whew.
And double it.
Don't do multiples this time, please.
Okay.
This
okay.
is-
Okay.
This is like cosmic repentance for your Nat 1 followed by the Nat 100 that killed Osokai.
Okay.
Yes.
Someone tally up because my brain is on fire right now.
Okay, let me pull up a calculator.
Go for it. Yeah, get that calculator out.
All right.
8. 5.
8, 5,
9.
9,
6.
6,
1.
1,
10. 9.
48.
3.
3. 3 more.
5.
53.
Another 5? Really? Come on, dice. 10.
68.
Times 2.
136 points of damage.
132?
31.
6.
Yeah.
36.
136.
So previously, you did 10 points of damage to him. This time, you did 130. By the way, that's about roughly 10 more points than all of the damage y'all did to the, what was a Nagpa, by the way. All of that at once that you did to that vulture creature, which was very, very powerful. So you have now done 146 points of damage to this god. Unsurprisingly, that doesn't kill a god, but it really hurt. And I would like you to tell me what it looks like when you try to resurrect a death god. I'm staying out of this. I want you to tell me.
Again, with his most... If anyone didn't know better, he'd think he was mocking Tix, but it's genuine, like imitation. He kind of like thrusts his hand in the air, just like, by all the powers that possibly be, I bring you back to life. and you know, quote unquote line from Young Frankenstein. And just kind of holds the thing up in the air and is just like,
So I'm going to say that only one of you, let's say Tix, I want to say that you have been in a very high level, presence of a very high level cleric, and you saw someone brought back from the dead who had been like blown to smithereens. And
Right.
when they do, what happens is it sort of looks like the old Wolfman where they slowly change by just slowly fading. It's like the musculature kind of fades in and the veins kind of fade in. And there's like this soft glow as it all, and then they start breathing and, you know, like that. Well, that's what
Right.
happens, but it's all wrong. Imagine veins just shooting out of the skin. Imagine bones just popping out where they're not supposed to. You know, imagine like an eyeball just growing out of the side of the head and then just falling off. And it just screams and writhes and twists and falls to the ground. And just, by the way, none of it takes, not even a little bit. So, like, this just horrible sloughing of skin and bone and meat just onto the ground. And it is,
Nice.
and he twists out of it. And it is horrifying to watch. It is
Shakes
some,
it off
Oh
like a
my
dog.
God.
yeah, it is some Hellraiser level just awfulness. But you really hurt him. And also one other thing, I need you to roll another 1d10.
So I was 28 before. Oh. I'm now 30.
30. That's how the 1d10s work. You feel it aging you second, but remember, this has been 12 seconds. You have aged that much. So it is no small thing. and you're beginning to feel very tired as your very life force is being converted into these wish-like spells. And that will bring it to Thora. So my question is, Thora, the staff is slipping out of your pack and is sliding towards Morezi. Are you going to try to stop it?
Yes. I'm gonna... It's still wrapped up, right?
Okay. It is still wrapped up. There is a chance you could accidentally touch it if you try to grab it. Not a big chance, but there is a chance.
How many... Do we have any enemies left in the room?
No.
I mean, you did just hear the raven. Oh, wait, no, maybe you didn't.
No, you all heard it. You all heard the same thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna...
That's how much corrupting influence has Katra had on you? That's the question, isn't it?
That is the question.
There's a literal death god outside about to murder us all. I'm gonna grab the staff and ask Katra to take us to the other half, if she can.
Okay. I would like you to make a dexterity roll, please.
Oh! That's a natural one!
Oh, boy.
1.
Can I use my inspiration?
Yeah, of course. You can use your inspiration.
Gosh, we're using a different dice. That
Might
one's...
need it later.
Okay, fine. 1 second. Let me... That caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting a 1. Alright. We're just gonna use the inspiration and hope for the best.
Okay.
That's not much better. Okay. That is a 10.
Okay, with a 10, that is not good enough. Now, the good news is, this is why it's not... I know using your inspiration is a big deal. If you had rolled a 1, you would have touched the staff. So, by using your inspiration, your finger, like, almost... Because there's just, like, a part that's, like, not quite closed around all the way, and your finger almost touches it, and then you realize you course correct, but as you course correct, you try to grab it, and it just... right through your gauntleted fingers. And is going forward. Technically, that is your first attack.
It's like gone out the window.
It's zipping towards
flying at Morezi at the
Athora.
moment.
Yeah, literally like a magnet. Technically, it's flying towards the halberd.
Oh. Okay.
But towards Morezi, towards the halberd.
Okay.
And you hear Katra just screaming at you in your head. Even you, Corvus, like outside in the middle of the battle, your age, draining away from you. You can hear Katra screaming at her. Join the staff! Join the staff! Do it now! Do it now!
Okay, seriously messed up.
I reach out to grab it, like, in the fleet of the moment again.
Okay. This time it will be at disadvantage. So you need to roll twice and take the worst roll.
Okay, there's not much worse that can get than that. Wow,
Well,
yeah.
Could roll a 1 and touch the staff.
I would not say such things if I were you.
Well, that's an 8. The lowest.
That is not good enough. That is not good. It is moving faster and faster as you're sliding forward. Katra is screaming into your ear, jumping up on your shoulders, like almost trying to reach it herself, but she can't because she is at this moment a little kitty cat. You do have one more attack if you'd like to try to do that, or if you'd like to try to do something else. It will be at disadvantage, and it will be a -5 if you're going to try to do it again.
Oh boy.
Because it's basically out of reach now.
Oh boy.
You do still have to roll a natural 1 in order to touch it accidentally.
Okay.
This desperation. This desperation reminds me of the beach with Bells trying to get away from everybody.
Oh yeah, scrambling away. Yeah.
And now this is Athora scrambling towards.
Hey, I love it.
desperation.
She's trying to do what she thinks is right. I love it.
We're gonna grab it. We're gonna grab it this time.
All right. 2 rolls. Give me your -5. Give me the
That'll be a
worst
2.
of the 2. That'll be a 2. Okay, and what I want you to tell me is you are trying so hard, and you are very dexterous. Tell me what that last grasp is like when you're trying to reach the staff as it's sliding away from you.
With Katra screaming in my ear, trying to reach it, missing twice, I desperately try to grab it, but I trip, and Katra is just clawing on my back, and everything is all too much, and it slips through my fingers.
I love it. That was a wonderful character moment, and just kudos to you for holding fast to that. It actually is Penton's turn now. Penton, you've taken a nice smack, and your mother has too, as just almost a glancing blow from this god. But you have successfully stopped you all from horribly dying, and it is your turn.
All right. I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm gonna look at Mom. I'm gonna tell her, light him up if you can. And I'm gonna swoop down toward Corvus. And as soon as I come into contact with him, I am going to cast Dimension Door and take us both away from there and inside the base of the tower where I know the other half of the staff is.
Okay. Corvus, you have a sort of a sense of what is happening, not fully, but a sort of. Are you going to try to resist this as you sense Penton flying up from behind you?
No.
Okay.
The major 2 things in his mind that he thought would work clearly friggin' didn't. So he's just like, okay, I'm obviously really bloody bad at this. So yeah, let's go find someone who can actually do something with this hunk of crap.
Okay, and I'm not really worried about you doing this, Penton. I just would like you to make an Arcana roll just to kind of calibrate exactly what happens.
Okay.
Because there's a whole lot of magic going on right now.
True. Very true. 24.
Okay. You appear about 15 feet from everyone else. Even though the everything is sort of going back to normal, like the physics are just kind of funny right now. The walls are almost like semi-transparent. And you can see everything. And you can see the other half of the Staff of Seraphim flying towards Merezi, or more accurately, towards Merezi's halberd. You are all together now. And you hear outside the sound of thunderous. Oh, actually, I actually need to make a roll real quick. Oh, no. She recharges her lightning breath. So
good.
That is only 50 points of damage.
Oh man.
As it was a pretty low roll. So you all have now done 196 points of damage to the god Falozore. From outside, you hear that lightning blast. Merezi, it's your turn.
Oh boy.
Can I?
And
sorry, just as a thing, because I mean, Penton did just dimension door us to a place I wasn't ready for.
Sure.
Can I roll to keep a hold of this thing?
Of the staff? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. It is. I did not ask you. Are you going to keep hold of it, or are you going to try to drop it? Because when you decide to not hold it anymore, you need to make a reflex saving throw to let go in time before it injures you again. But if you don't, it definitely will injure you again. Or age you again, I should say.
I mean, now that I've been taken away from the big bad dragon, then yeah, I'm going to try and drop it.
Okay, make a reflex saving throw. I forgot to ask you that, actually.
How dare you, I know.
Yeah, well, that's... All you have to do is open your hand, but it is still a magical thing.
I can still technically fail, even if I roll. I mean,
you could roll a natural
reflex save is bad, but... And I just did.
You rolled natural 1?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a matter of dropping it, it's the matter that the power is coursing through you so much, you literally can't make your hand open. And
it's like being shocked Like
Yeah,
electric
exactly.
shocked.
It is like being shocked. The amount of power going through you is insane. That's why you have to make that roll anytime you want to stop. So you will have the chance to use it next round. You can still try to use it next round, but you will need to make another willpower roll, and no matter what, it will aid you next round. So that will bring it to Marezi. Marezi, as you watch the top half of your halberd just sort of rotates upwards until it's pointing due north, and it actually kind of quivers. I'm sorry, it points at zenith. And there's just this moment where everything gets really, really quiet. And the second half of the Staff of Seraphim and the top half of your halberd just click into place, and there is a and your halberd is just thrumming with power in front of you, and your armband is just thrumming in tune with that power. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm going to self-impose a fortitude saving throw not to throw up.
I love it. Go for it.
I was thinking a high DC. Do you think a 15?
I think a 15 is very appropriate.
Do you think that saves?
Yeah, it's 15 saves. Yeah.
It helps that I... Wait, no, wait. Is that the right... 13... I can't tell if a 13 modifier is right or not. I think...
You have a very high fortitude. I don't know if it's 13 or not.
Yeah.
But... your fortitude should be quite high.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, yeah.
So you feel your gorge rising, but it just doesn't quite happen, and you need to make a choice. What are you going to do?
Oh, man. Marezi knows what to do with her arm and her hand, but the signal just isn't going through her brain. What does that mean? What does any of this mean? She looks back at everyone else, like, jaw dropped. Like, she looks at Penton.
Would anyone in combat, it is perfectly allowed to say things to each other. Would anyone like to say anything to Marezi?
Just end it now, for the love of all you hold dear.
The staff expert here.
Wait a minute. You're the... Grab it and go, man. Make it happen.
Messed up.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
That was that broke. The encouragement breaks her out of her possibly first moment of hesitation in her life. She grabs the freaking halberd. She grabs the freaking magic halberd.
She grabs hold of the magic halberd, and there is a that goes through the land. Every single window, outside, inside, no matter what, the two guys walking across the street carrying a pane of glass, every single window in Kalimvor breaks at this moment. Even all of the stuff happening before didn't do that. As Marezi is covered in a radiant light of pure energy. Somehow, even though that doesn't make sense, it is the opposite light of the baleful blue glow as it radiates outward. And all of you are touched by this light. Corvus, you feel the full effects of your were-raven nature for the first time. You feel in full contact with your were-raven nature. For the next round, you have double the number of attacks because you will simultaneously shift in and out of your were-raven form effortlessly. Athora, you feel Katra scream as she is blasted backwards, and a deep scream comes from the depths down below, so far below. A figure frozen in ice just yells, "No! Heal the staff!" But only in your mind. And for the next round, Athora, every attack that you do, regardless of the attack, will also be treated as a cone of cold.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wow.
Penton,
Yeah.
remember that I said that the physics in here are weird. So that the walls kind of don't matter at the moment. They're sort of phasing in and out of reality. That is good. Because in this moment, you are now a juvenile blue dragon. You just are. With an innate understanding of exactly what that means.
All right, I'm gonna look up what that innate
Please do, because your dungeon master forgot to. Tix, you can sense your god is just fighting. A lot of things with gods happen simultaneously. So simultaneously, while he is helping you and enhancing you and giving you skills, you can sense your god. Suddenly, the connection between you is just so pure that you remember that moment when you saw that golden squirrel so many years ago. And it has never been this pure before. And in that moment, as Felzik finishes the last bite of the gem, it takes like 2 giant strides over to you and goes and vomits out a axe made of pure gem and mixed with obsidian. And it just tumbles towards you and towards your hand.
Okay.
And at that moment that you grasp it, you realize that a part of you has been constantly fighting against Destiny Seeker. Not that you couldn't have overcome it, but it was vying for your soul nonstop. And only your goodness and your fortitude had been fighting against it, but you didn't realize how much it had been taking from you. And for the next round, all of your attacks will do their normal damage, and then you will add an equal amount of radiant damage, and that is any attack. Or any healing will be similarly doubled.
Okay.
You just took off your frickin' power level limiters.
Yeah, pretty much. Morezi, you're not quite sure what has happened to you, but you can feel the power of the staff, but it also feels like an old friend. Like it's always been a part of you. And you just instinctively know that you can wield this against this god. Morezi, it's your turn.
All right. I mean,
Just attack the dragon. Don't mess around. Just go. Like, what are you waiting for? Like,
she doesn't even like indicate to everyone else what she's about. And she bolts forward, trying to get as close to Falazure as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping that physics being weird means she'll be able to reach it within the one turn.
So you start to take a step, and then there is like a blur, and then you are in front of Falazure. So you think you did something like Misty Step. To everyone else, they see you just sort of, and then, and you just appear in front of Falazure as your arm is coming back to swing.
All right, and I'm still in rage.
You absolutely are still in rage.
Oh, and I was just thinking, oh man, I have like +3 attack bonus when I'm using my halberd, extra. I was gonna lose that. Now I don't lose that.
Make it count.
Nope.
All right,
Time to one shot.
first attack.
Golden child.
To be fair, you guys have all gotten like special cool like prophecy stuff happening, and I was like, oh man,
Since when?
none of this has happened to Rezi yet.
Honestly,
No prophecy
I mean,
for
not
me.
prophecy stuff.
it sounds like I'm taking the piss, but it's just genuinely funny that from out of nowhere we just find out that the king kind of had a dalliance with Yomesh. Who knew?
Yeah, I guess
That's hilarious. And now we just have
really funny.
the golden child out of nowhere. It's funny. I like it.
The special one. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that this was foreshadowed. All right.
Oh,
well, I guess
it was because literally Lee called it and then went on an extended rant about it in the episode that came out most recently at air date today. In episode
Oh, I just forget
158,
things.
in episode 158, Lee went on a whole rant about what he speculated was the relationship between Yamish and King Alam, and he frickin' nailed it, and I was cracking up the whole time, and I couldn't say anything.
Wow.
I need to go back and listen to that
Okay.
episode.
You
because I don't
do
remember
need to
a
listen
thing
to
about
it. You do need to listen to it. But regardless, it is your turn, Rezi.
Okay.
Please kill this
Rezi
thing.
knows that the staff. Yeah, that the staff of Seraphim is like, oh, I could cast a wish spell.
Yeah.
I mean, her wish spell is to hit it real good.
This is not. You instinctively understand this is not about casting a spell. This is about swinging your halberd.
Let's see. First attack. 18 plus 18, baby.
Yeah, that will hit,
is-
I believe.
That's 36.
Okay, 36. That is 200,
Eh.
232. But here's the thing.
What?
Y'all have done 232 points of damage. Here's the thing. When you attack with your halberd, it's not that you're attacking with your halberd. And it's not even that you're attacking with the Staff of Seraphim, the thing that can just wish things in existence. It's your armband. And when you strike
man.
this god, it... There's just this thrumming ring that resonates out from your armband, and you feel the fear of this god coming off it with that strike. And a chunk of its skeletal shoulder just falls to the ground when you strike. That was your first attack.
You know that thing about like the magic of like your favorite smell in the world?
Mhm.
That's incredible. Before you spoke, giving this sort of exposition about my first attack, I rolled for my second attack, and since you didn't like acknowledge, you didn't give space for the second attack, I could just pretend that it didn't happen. But that was a natural one.
That's the nature of the game. Let's roll that percentage die.
Yeah.
Never could it be worse than right now.
All right. 1d100 diceroller.com.
Yeah. Okay, because we
26.
just a miss. No, nothing.
Alrighty. And that one was 9 plus 13, 22.
That will hit.
Alrighty. So I didn't even roll damage for that other one. So let's roll some damage for.
Oh, you were. That was your
Wait.
hit. I was writing down your hit, not your damage.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, the 30 whatever. That was my hit. I wish I could do 30 whatever damage. That is. Oh, off the table one here. Oh, those were some gnarly rolls. That's a total of 7 for the first one, and a total of 8 for the second one. That's a grody roll.
Yeah, and while those are relatively low, you can feel that the impact that they do to this creature is lasting. It is fundamental in a way that all of those other attacks, even that horrifying attack from the Staff of Seraphim, did not injure this creature the way that you did, and the way that armband is harming it. And that will bring it to Falazure. And he says, "Enough!" And he's going to cast a little spell we like to call Prismatic Spray.
Oh.
Yeah. Remember, he's a god.
It's not bad enough that the dice are RNG. You're going to RNG a spell too?
So, let's see.
Which color do we hit him with? Does he hit with?
Yes.
Please not red. Please not red.
Let's roll that 1d8. So what is the saving throw for this?
Actually, depends on the
Reflex. Yeah, most of them. It's or 4. Yeah, okay. It depends on the roll. So first, I have to roll this. 4. Poison. Wow. Kills. So Fortitude is what you all need to roll to save.
Oh no, my fortitude, my worst roll.
speak for yourself.
And Penton, I should note that you are rolling the Fortitude of a juvenile dragon, not
Yeah,
blue
actually,
dragon.
the spell I cast on myself last session, which is still in effect because it lasts for like 12 minutes.
Right.
The draconic might actually gives me a better con
Nice.
than the dragon form does. So I'll just have to go with that.
Okay. Everyone, let me know what you get for your reflex saving throw.
Fortitude.
Thank goodness.
Reflex?
I'm sorry, fortitude saving throw. Sorry, fortitude. Most of them are reflex, but this one is fortitude.
23 for Tix.
25.
25, 23. Athora?
18.
That is successful.
Anybody
Oh,
else?
I got a 27.
Okay. So, all of you save, which is great, but you all take 5 points of constitution damage.
Whoa.
So, reduce your constitution by 5.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that eliminates my bonus.
So if that, I don't want to do major math for everyone. Let's keep it simple. Let's just say all of you permanently lose 10 hit points, like from the top is gone.
Oh.
All of you
wow.
lose 10 permanent hit points until this can be rectified, and you have a -2 to fortitude saving throws. So I'm gonna simplify it just to keep the game going.
Well, that sounds about
So
right because I took off the 5 bonus off of me, and it reduced my fortitude save by 2. So that
Okay,
sounds about
yeah,
right.
yeah. So 10 permanent hit points removed, gone, and a -2 to your fortitude saving throws. Okay.
Okay.
That is his first attack. He now raises up both of his hands and does a circle of fire as he engulfs all of you in flames. Let's see who hasn't gotten to do Tix. Where's my? There it is. Highs or low, Tix?
We'll go with lows.
Ah, you win. So he cannot get all of you. So Tix and Athora, you are. I'm sorry, not Athora. Tix and Corvus, you are not hit by this wall of flame. Everyone else is hit by this wall of flame. Athora, how much damage do you take?
What's it against again?
You are immune to fire.
Oh, yeah. So,
You are actually immune to fire. So I would like everyone else to make a reflex saving throw. If you didn't save, you take 8 points of damage, and everyone who does save takes 4. Wow, that's a lot less than I thought. Does double damage to undead? Are any of you undead?
Not at the moment.
Gotcha. And since you failed the reflex saving throw, you will need to make another reflex saving throw to get out of it next round. Those who did, you got out of it, but you took damage. That will actually end.
Wait, what damage was that?
It was 4 points of damage.
Cool.
So that will. He is going to use his final legendary action, and he is going to flap his wings at all of you, and a wind of necrotic energy is going to fly at you. However, one of you has the power to block magic spells. I actually should have used for the prismatic spray, so that's kind of embarrassing. I forgot all about it. But this Athora, I would like you to make a reflex saving throw.
Oh, great. Let's see if my dice will behave now. Oh, that's... okay. That is a 27.
27, but it wasn't a natural 20, right?
No.
Okay, there's a 27. Okay, so you actually, with your broken sword, you actually, part of it just carves out. Everyone else, I need you to make a willpower saving throw.
23.
23.
Wow,
Ooh,
nice.
Hey.
25 for Tix.
Nice. Morezi?
19.
19? Wow. Everyone tell me, like, how you just nope out of this wave of death that washes over you.
A Penton will flap his wings and send it back away.
I love it. I love it. Just, Athora just carves out that little place. It's like, the anime character who just splits the log and it falls either side. But as the rest of them come towards you, just flare up and it hurtles back towards him. He is quite immune to necrotic damage, as you can imagine. But still,
sure.
it sort of buffets him backwards. And it is your turn, Tix.
So, to buff off the necrotic wind, he holds up his brand new axe and his shield of faith right there together, and the magic of the faith and his relationship with Garl Glittergold in that moment splits the wind in a golden glow.
Mm-hmm. And for simplicity's sake, this has the same stats as Destiny Seeker. However, it does not do necrotic damage. It does something different if you are successful.
Okay. And so he runs up to Falazure right underneath him and is going to channel his last third level spell, Searing Light, straight up into the belly of the beast.
I love it. Roll to attack.
All right. And so that is a 23.
23 will hit.
Okay. And so it is magnified through the new battle axe that Garl Glittergold has given him through Felzik. And so that will do is 16, 20 points of regular damage, and then you said the same amount of radiant damage?
Yes. So effectively doubled, but that's radiant damage.
So, all right, so 20 points of regular damage and 20 points of radiant damage on that first attack.
236 points of damage. It doesn't hurt him more, but he really doesn't like it as the light just at him.
Right.
On your first attack.
So the second attack, he will swing away with the axe at the belly. And that is a 27.
That will hit.
That is 12 points of regular damage and 12 points of radiant damage.
It's 260 points of damage. Also, what did you normally do necrotic damage as well?
Yes. Only if the creature is below 50%.
Okay, then it does. What is that damage normally?
It's normally +2 for each attack.
Gotcha. So you can choose one of your companions to give 2 hit points.
Okay. We'll give it to Morezi.
Okay. Yep. So
It's-
you just feel this.
Right.
Yep. A little extra
And
zhuzh
so-
goes into you.
I will use Axe Frenzy to attack a 3rd time.
All right.
And that is a non-natural 20.
That will just hit.
All right. So,
Actually, the attacks that you did earlier, Lee, actually reduced his armor class. His armor class used to be higher. So
You're welcome.
Good job.
yay!
Everything
And
matters.
So that is 8 points of regular damage and 8 points of radiant damage. And then plus 2 points to who else is down?
I think
Everybody.
Penton's pretty banged up.
2
I
points to
got dragon
Penton.
hit points right now. So
You have well,
Points
yeah,
to
you have a dragon's hit points right now.
Corvus
doing
wasn't
okay.
touched, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. You can heal yourself too.
Okay. No, he'll give it to Penton.
Okay.
okay.
Hey, every bit helps. You never know what's coming.
True.
That will bring it back to Corvus. You cannot let go of the staff in time, therefore you now have the chance to use it again, so you need to make another willpower saving throw.
Okay. 23.
That will succeed. So you can now use the staff once again. What would you like?
Oh man, I hope you let. Oh, man, this would be really cool. Can I wish for all damage done in the last 6 seconds to be applied again? Just a do-over. Just do it again.
You can try.
Come on, use magic device. $23.
So the last 6 seconds was everyone who just attacked.
Yep, all of their damage done again. Just do it again.
Yeah. So what happens is you all see in front of you. You all see these like ghostly images of yourselves. Step back up again. And Falazure is like helpless. He like tries to pull back, but he can't. He can't as they come forward and they strike again. And the phantom ticks, slashes at him, and the damage is done to him, and even the hit points come back to y'all. But in that moment, Morezi, you see your ghostly self coming forward again, and there's a moment where you merge with her. You are your ghostly past self again. Only this time, he can't get away. Morezi Mugra, I want you to describe to me how you kill this god.
Ah,
I am. Holy shit! Okay. Got a giant skeleton dragon here. A giant skeleton dragon, and one, I want to say approximately, 20-year-old girl. She's barely not a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
With a very magic pointy stick. Morezi Mugra is going to run forward and make a running leap, and come down, carving head, cracking the skull and bringing it straight through his eye, and in like a sweeping motion sever his draconic spinal column off of the rest of his body and behead this dragon.
Time ago, so long that it cannot be measured in years, the Raven Queen was the consort of a cruel god. So awful was he that he would destroy those at a whim. All feared him and his capricious exercise of death. Till finally one day she could stand it no longer, and she tricked him. She took a ring, and from it she poured a poison so potent that it killed a god. And that god is wiped from the knowledge of all mortal men. None know his name save the Raven Queen. But she kept a keepsake from that time, a ring. A ring that she set in a goblin cave 3 years ago and was picked up by a teenage half-orc who wore it as an armband. And now, augmented by that band that isn't just the ability to ignore damage resistance. It is a force so lethal that it can even kill a god. As your halberd, augmented by the Staff of Seraphim, comes down and cleaves the head of Falazure, and he screams and thum, falls to the ground, and instantly his body begins to decay and rot. And even as it does, you can sense that it's growing larger and larger, and you can sense the power of your gods shunting it off into the astral plane. Maybe Bubbles and Rainbow Boy will help find it and make it a new place to live in that strange place. Far away, while this is happening, a cackling Baba Yaga is casting a spell, taking advantage of these eldritch energies, where she is going to amass incredible powers for herself, and she nearly finishes the spell, and a counterfeit kinku feather vanishes. And she screams, and she says, "I will!" And her house collapses in upon itself and is gone.
Oops.
In that moment, you all come back, and the world is as it should be once again. Except the way those physics in that moment work, everyone could see through those walls. They all saw this battle. And every single resident of Kalimvor and every single living thing for 100 miles saw you kill the god of death, Falazure. And that's where we'll end!
Yay, Berezi!
Chafing Armor, episode 179. Great job, everybody.
Yay!
Is there gonna be an epilogue?
Yes, we are absolutely going to have an epilogue where we wrap everything up. But I did not want to stop in the combat, even though we ran the length of 2 episodes. I think it was more than worth it. So we will
Very
be returning to wrap everything up. But as we wrap everything up, we want to thank our wonderful listeners, some of you who have been with us for the whole 6 years. Thank you.
Amazing ride. Thank you all. It's been fantastic to have you here with us.
But most importantly, we want to let everyone know that we're not going away. Season 2 of Chafing Armor will be coming soon. We have some other fun things coming in between. And we're going to be wrapping everything up. You want to hear how this all wraps up. So please tune in for the next episode, 180, where we finally bring this campaign to a close. Lee, thank you so much for playing.
Thank you very much for killing me and letting me come back again.
Yes, it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And Dare, thank you so much for coming along on this journey.
Thank you for not killing me and allowing me to come along on this journey. It was a lot of fun.
It's been a blast. And Riley, thank you for joining us halfway through and coming right in.
Thanks for letting me stay around.
You've done a fantastic job and had some wonderful role-playing moments. I've really enjoyed it.
Big ups to Riley for, again, not only coming in essentially halfway through the campaign, but doing it seamlessly. Like there was no fumbling, it was just like
right
like
in.
she'd always been there.
Yep. I could not agree more, and I look forward to seeing what you do in the
So, well
next
done,
season.
Riley.
And James, thank you so much for this incredible character of Penton and for this amazing character moment that you were building up for. It was a wonderful culmination.
Well, it's been a pleasure, and I've been very much enjoying playing him, and thank you for putting up with my dragony antics.
And Izzy! My God. Thank you, child, for deciding
I'm going to miss doing this character so much.
you have been... Marezi has been just I know if the fans really like her, and you are so fun embodying this hilarious, goofy...
Everybody
barbarian.
do jazz hands. Everybody do
Jazz hands are canon, remember!
Yeah, I'm doing jazz hands.
Jazz hands are
Oh my
canon.
God,
All the listeners do jazz
my-
hands
my-
with us.
my beautiful fantasy of being someone with upper body strength.
Has come to fruition.
As for one last thing before we close out on this fantastic campaign, epilogues not included. As the dust settles, Corvus turns to all of them, pulls out a pack of cards. Anyone for poker?
I'm feeling lucky.
I'm feeling lucky.
But
And
yeah,
yes, it's that deck of cards.
it is that deck of cards. Those who came with the crossover adventure know
Oh, no.
what deck of cards that is.
No.
That was the second ace he had up his sleeve that he would have done if things had gone very poorly. But thankfully, it didn't need to come to that.
Yeah, well, y'all were. It's all about the dice, man. Because like, if y'all had a couple of bad rolls, prismatic spray poison is instant death. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not. It's no joke. So, by the way, the Nagpa, which is the name of that vulture creature, had her name was Weira. Also had prismatic spray. So just
Oh, jeez.
yeah,
And just-
so she very powerful creature. Just totally caught her by surprise.
And just for my own edification, how much did he have left before we re-rolled the same 300 excess damage that we just done?
Well, 300 was his hit points, but he could only be killed by someone with the armband. So he could be injured, like insanely injured and incapacitated, but much like the way a lich will always come back as long as there's the phylactery, he could not be ultimately killed without the armband.
So at the end of the day, Morezi was the only one who could do this.
Yes, but you were, like I said, like he had other bonuses and abilities that you stripped from him by your attacks.
Oh no, that's fine. I'm
So
not
yeah,
casting
But yeah,
aspersions.
his-
It's just,
but yeah, it was.
it's- yeah.
He needed to take 300 points of damage, and the final blow had to be done by Morezi, essentially.
Okay. I was just wondering if if I hadn't
So
done that
when
whole re-roll
when
again.
he was already almost to 300, and then you doubled everything, which was a great cast. I love that. That was the censure.
Yeah. I just wanted to know because I just wasn't sure, that's all.
But everyone, please, this is not the end. We will have an epilogue, so tune back in 2 weeks. You will not want to miss that, and we are so appreciative. And until we talk to you then, we will roll with you soon.